Hey twins, it's your girl Twin and I am back with another video. And in today's video, it's super chill, super personable. Okay, we're doing like a bonnet slash FaceTime call today. I want to talk to you guys about moving states. I moved here as a 23-year-old and I just want to talk to you guys about it to give you tips on how I did it, what I did, and how if it's on your spirit to do the same thing, how you can successfully do it. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right, so I'm filming on my phone, so let's just get straight into it. The lighting on my camera is not good, so I've been wanting to film this for a while. I feel like God sometimes gives me topics to discuss, so I want to get this done for you guys. Okay, so first off, if you do not know me, my name is Tiana, aka Twin. If you're new to my channel, thank you to all my new subscribers. I want to talk about how I moved here. So I'm from Florida, was pretty much raised in Florida. I was born in New York, but I was just a baby. And so I knew that I love to travel, I love to go new places. So I always knew after graduating that I wanted to go somewhere, do something with my life, but I wasn't sure what it would be. Definitely all of college, I went to Florida State University. I was very much like just trying to figure out what my calling was, and I was figuring that out all of college. Like I had like so many things I could do. At one point I wanted to be an archaeologist. On another point I wanted to be a veterinarian. Another point I wanted to just get my master's and become a professor. It was a lot. I ended up majoring in English and communications, and actually sociology, sorry. So I also was debating on being a social worker, that type of person. I just knew I wanted to help people. Fast forward, I graduated in May of 2023, and straight out of college, I left to go back home, move back in with my mom, and I immediately started working in August as a teacher's assistant for first grade and kindergarten. And so I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, so let me just start working. So boom, I did that. It was definitely draining, but I tend to enjoy it. So fast forward, there's a lot of like at-home things that's going on. I'm not gonna get to specifics, but there was definitely a lot of stress was personally going on for me, just clashing at home, which caused a lot of arguments and stuff. So I wasn't very much happy sharing a space. I didn't have my own room for part of the time of me being at home. So it was stressful, okay? It was stressful. Plus working a full-time job for the first time ever in my life with kids that was testing me every day. I was going through it, y'all. And then I got an email, and this email was for a master's program. It was something that had to do with education. I don't know how I got this email, who referred me, whatever, but I ended up looking into it, talked to a lady on the phone who was recruiting, and she told me this program was great for people that want to be teachers, if you were pursuing your master's degree. So I was like, okay, I might pursue this. So fast forward, I ended up applying. It was a very like intense application process. I had to answer all these responses. I had to have an interview. I had to like submit all this different stuff. But I finished it. So fast forward again, I ended up getting into the program. I'm gonna speak a little bit more about the program, maybe in a separate video, but definitely contact me or DM me if you wanna, or comment down below if you wanna know more about what the program is called. I will say it's called City Teaching Alliance. So I definitely recommend, but there's a whole lot more to talk about it. So I'm still in the program now, but I'm almost done with my first year as a resident in the program. So yeah, A big thing that also attracted me to this program, y'all, was the fact that I could move states and they had financial support for me to move. So I was like, this is God's opportunity for me to get out. Okay, so I was 23, didn't have like nothing holding me back. I always knew I did want to pursue my education further. So I was like, okay, this is perfect for me. I'm already teaching, I'm already in the classroom. So I decided to go for it, y'all. Ended up getting into it. They had this thing called Experience Weekend, which was basically in March, where we could see Dallas, which is where I currently live. I live in Dallas, Texas. And I was like, I'm sold because I just enjoyed it. I met some of the cohort. I got to see Dallas for what it is, the city. And I always knew I kind of wanted to move like in Texas or somewhere in the South. So I was like, bet that up. Yes. So I ended up coming here, and it all happened so fast. But basically, if you are interested, definitely, I can make another video about it. But important things that I did to move at my 23 years of age to a different state where I didn't know anybody. I literally know nobody else here besides the people in my cohort. And it was definitely an act of faith. So what I would say is, if you are interested in moving states, definitely look into some type of program that can give you financial support. My program gave me travel assistance. They also gave me housing for living the first month I was here over the summer. I got here in June, and basically June, like that whole first month, I had like lived on in a dorm situation. And it was a great like segue into finding my apartment. I got a roommate when I first got here. That helped financially as well. Definitely do your research. Like, don't just jump into it without doing your research. Another big thing is to save. Save. As a teacher, it was the perfect segue into moving, because at my last teaching position, we got paid over the summer. So I was still getting paychecks even though I wasn't working. So that actually helped me a lot with transitioning into living on my own. Do your research. Make sure you have a car. Also, speaking on car, sorry, this is all over the place, but I'm just thinking as I see it. But I did not have a car pretty much my whole life before moving here. My family did not have the financial ability to buy me a car. I don't blame them, because at the end of the day, some people get a car for free. Some people have to get it on their own. I was working in college, but I just didn't have the funds to buy my own car at the time. So when I graduated, I knew that I didn't get a car for my graduation either. So I was like, I'm probably gonna end up having to buy my own car. But that's fine. So I knew when I got here I was gonna have to purchase one. I knew I wanted a new car because I don't want to deal with any type of, finicky things. So I did buy my car a couple weeks after living here. The big thing that I could say towards that is make sure you have savings, okay? You need to have at least 5 to 10K when you move to a new place, because, and I recommend more, but you need to have a savings account, a high yield savings account, okay? I have a high yield savings account, and that helps me just put money down. So now I have money savings for my car payment. I have savings towards rent, which I use my paychecks for. Currently, I'm working as a teacher again. I got placed with the school here. I'm in 4th grade. I will have my own classroom next year, period. I'm so excited. I had to take certifications towards that, and I passed all of them. So thanks to God. So savings, make sure you have transportation. If you're gonna drive here, if you're gonna ship your car, think of all those things. If you're gonna ship your items, your belongings, whatever the case may be. Make sure you pick a good apartment. Do your research, okay? I live in a very nice place. My program also gave me a discount towards the rent, so that helped out a lot. But also, be careful who you move in with. If you are getting a roommate, I definitely recommend, but be careful, because I could make a whole video on that too. My roommate and I fell out in the worst way, to be honest. We almost, but I'm a bigger person, so I didn't do that. But let's just say I went to the leasing office and told them I want to move into a new unit, and that was that. So be careful who you move in with, for sure. Save, make sure you have transportation, as I said. And I don't know, I just say go for it. But the main thing is to pray, okay? Pray. Make sure God is calling you to make that move. I feel like there was so many things going on at home that was just pushing me to move, because it was just chaotic. As far as like, I remember there was a time my mom's apartment got flooded, y'all, and it was low-key my fault. And like, that was like the tip of the iceberg for me. I was just like, why is it when I come home all these things are going on? And I literally made a TikTok about it. Flooded, and I'm not even being dramatic. I went in to wash my hair, something fell, hit the pipe on the back of the toilet, water started spewing out, flooded the whole carpet, the whole floor. And I was just like, why are all of these things going wrong to me? But I kept my faith, and I was just like, a lot of people were telling me, oh, are you sure you're gonna be alone? You're a woman, like your family's not here. At the end of the day, it's what God tells you to do, okay? Don't listen to all those people putting fear in your heart. All right, you guys, I am back. I'm sorry the camera quality is a little bit different. I was filming on my phone, and now I'm filming on my camera. I just have been playing with the settings to make it a little lighter, because it was really dark at first. So if I look a little like extra bright, it's because of the camera, okay? But I want to finish this video. It shouldn't be too much longer. But the last thing I was speaking on was to not let other people dim your light, as in don't let other people talk you out of moving somewhere. Like, don't let them scare you. Don't let them say, oh, you're a girl, you shouldn't be by yourself. I feel like being the youngest, the youngest girl, I experienced a lot of like babying. Not really babying, but just like, if you're the youngest sibling, you know, like a lot of things that would go by with your siblings, they would never. Like when my brother first graduated, he moved to New York City. And it's just like, nobody really had a problem with him moving to New York City or whatever. Like, you know, they were just like, okay, fly your wings. But it's like when I spoke on moving to Texas, it was like, how are you gonna do that, you know? And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say they weren't supportive, because they were, but I do feel like it was a little bit more apprehensive. Like, how are you gonna make this work? How are you gonna, you know, make a living for yourself? And honestly, it just it was just about me just proving everybody that I can do this. I am an adult. I can save money. I can drive. I can get a car. I can do all this stuff on my own. And God definitely helped me a lot. I remember going to church one day, just praying over my situation, just praying for financial security when I moved here, praying for a smooth transition. And God made that promise to me, and he fulfilled it entirely. Like, my transition here was honestly so smooth. Everything just worked beautifully together. Like, I lived in the dorms. Then once my semester started for real, I started working, moved seamlessly into my apartment. My apartment was beautiful. I had no issues with that. Only thing that kind of happened out of my, you know, that I wasn't expecting was my roommate's situation happening, where we fell out. But that was a blessing in disguise, because I now live in a studio, because I moved out from our 2-bedroom with her. And basically that whole situation was just like, I was paying more than her, because, you know, her financial situation was a little bit different than mine. No hate, no shade, but that's why I say it's important to choose wisely who you room with. I did not know her like on a deeper level when I moved in with her. We were roommates in the dorm, so I was like, okay, I know her. It's better than moving with a stranger, but like I definitely didn't know what I was getting myself into. But fast forward, I'm in the studio now, and I love it. If you look back a little bit ways on my page, I do talk about my studio a little bit and decorating it. I still have a lot more to do, but for the most part, it is a homey space. I love the space. I've made it my own. Pray to God, ask for confirmation, make sure that it's the good move for you. It's like once I decided to move, I knew this is what I was going to do. I didn't really have much regrets. There was a little bit of worry, but I just had to trust in the process. But yeah, I will be having my own classroom next year as a full-time teacher, and I'm super excited. I've been learning a lot through my program. So as I said before, if you want to learn more about the City Teaching Alliance program, I definitely recommend. It is overall a 4-year program. First 2 years you get your master's degree, and then the next 2 years is more so just teaching, having a little like just doing like just being in the program basically. But I'm literally a year in already, so coursework is definitely rigorous. So if you are a school girly, definitely be intentional and honest with yourself if you do not want to go back to school, because yeah, you're gonna have to do some work. Okay, you're gonna have to go to class, you're gonna have to do all of that, and on top of working full time, it's definitely been like a tough thing. But I definitely like so proud of myself and thankful for getting this opportunity and following through with it, because like some people dropped out of this program like flies because of how rigorous it is, but I've been able to hold my own. At the end of the day, like undergrad, like I love school. I've always loved school. So I would say if you do want to move, going back to school is a great opportunity. A lot of programs give you money to move and do that. But the important thing is to have a job. Like everybody's journey is different, but I don't recommend moving to a new state without the job. But definitely don't recommend like moving and not having some type of plan as far as job goes, unless you have like that much money saved up. That's good for you. Another thing is just to keep in mind like everything you need to buy. Like I cannot stress finances enough. I feel like that's the only thing that really stops people from uprooting their lives. But I would definitely recommend, like I have no regrets. I think living on your own for so long during undergrad and then moving back home once you graduate, I think there's always like, depending on how your family dynamic is, it can either be the best thing or the worst thing. For me, it was good, but temporarily. I knew that I wasn't trying to stay home for too long. Having that gap year definitely did help me save. So if you are fresh out of college, consider doing a gap year if you do want to pursue master's, because you can use that time wisely to save up money and really plan your move. Yeah, definitely just do a lot of research, because you know, when I moved here, there was a lot of expenses that I wasn't even considering, but I knew there was going to be expenses. But there was stuff like renter's insurance that I never experienced before. That's not a thing everywhere. Like I lived in like housing. I lived in an apartment for 3 years at FSU, and I didn't have to pay renter's insurance. So renter's insurance is a thing. It was my first time getting a car, so it was my first time paying car insurance, a monthly car bill. So yeah, it's a lot of things you have to consider. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And other than that, do it, y'all. I recommend. I'm 24 now. I'm gonna be 25 this year. To say that I moved states and can financially, take care of myself, I'm going to school. I'm gonna have another degree. I'm about to enter my career, y'all, in August, and I'm just so grateful for what this has done in my life. Yeah, just do it. Like, once you're young, I definitely say, if you don't have kids, you don't have nothing holding you back, why not? You know, obviously there are some cons, but the pros outweigh the cons. You can always visit your family. You can always, you know, I have a nephew that I miss my brothers, I miss my mom, my grandma, everybody. I love them down, but I just know, okay, I'm gonna see them on these holidays and I'll go back and visit. I feel like I've always been a little bit more independent. I never really asked for much to anybody, so I feel like it's definitely a test on just holding yourself accountable, like doing what you need to do. It's all about adulting at the end of the day. Like, one way or another, you have to adult. So if that means moving out of your mom's place, that's what it means. And honestly, Florida is expensive. Everywhere is expensive these days, but I do feel like some places are more expensive than others. I live like near Dallas. Technically, I'm in the Garland area. So I don't live like downtown and no high rise. Eventually, I do want to live that high rise life, but for now, it's a studio in a cute little area, suburban kind of area. So we're good with that. But you can do it, y'all. Like, I love you guys. If you want any more tips, I don't really know what else to say about it. I would just say do it. I will give you guys a quick little look at my apartment to close out this video. Mind you, it's Saturday. I'm off work. I'm in my bonnet. Did not make my bed yet, so do not judge me. Okay, Chipotle is on the bed. But this is just a quick little look at the place. You can see, you know, I'm not gonna hide nothing from y'all. Got some clothes on the couch, you know, but I am considering moving again because my school that I'm going to be working at, it is a bit of a drive, and I don't know if I want to get up early next year and do that. So I might move, but I have to start doing research if that is the case. But for now, this is home. So I love you guys. Just believe in yourself. Talk to God daily. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. And remember, if not now, then soon. Bye.